Safety. It's a big thing in the workshop. If you don't feel safe doing something, or you just don't feel comfortable, don't do it. You're the only person who can keep you safe. And if you don't do it, no one else can. Okay, I'm back for part 2. This is the sanding part. Now I have 4 grits of Abranet here. This is 240, and then I have a piece of 320, and I have a piece of 600 and a piece of 1000. And I've used these, you know, for 20 odd handles so far, and they're still cutting good. So I'm not sure how long they'll last, but I find them very good. I wet sand. This is soapy water here, just dishwashing liquid and water, and I wet sand, keeping them very wet. I like it really wet. If I could have a little funnel of water going on it all the time, I would. I'll maybe rig something up like that one day. Just a can with a pipe and a little valve. I like to give a nice flow of water on it. It seems to help. Now I'm turning here at 1100, 11 to 1200. Well, I use that for 1.5 inch diameter, so I'm guessing I can go 1500 here with this diameter, because it's all about the surface speed. This is about the same as doing a pen, I would guess. Now, I've known about the Abranet for a long time, and a good friend of mine, I was having trouble finishing the other handles I was doing. I was really struggling. I was using wet and dry sandpaper, and it didn't seem to cut, and then all of a sudden it would pick up, and you just get finished, you think, and you get a little kind of burn line around it, pickup line, and you had to go back down to the lower grits. Oh, it was horrible. Anyway, a friend of mine knew I was struggling, so he gave me some little samples of the Abranet to try. He said, try this. What I use, he said, and it works for me. Now, he does it dry. He doesn't wet sand, but dry sanding works, but then you get the dust. I don't like the dust, plastic dust. Don't think it's good for you. I haven't read anything yet that says it's good for me. So I thought I'd try wet sanding, and I really like it, especially if I have warm water here. This is warm water. It's winter time, so it's kind of cool in the shop. Not cold, but it's cool, and warm water's nice. No, I think I could go a little faster. Let's try 17. As long as you keep it really good and wet, it doesn't get warm then. Heat that does you in, I think. So this is the 240, and you know that you saw in the previous video, I'm very fussy with the smoothing scrapers that I use. They, I think it's important to get a good finish before you start sanding, and the other handles I were doing were for shaving brushes, and they had curves, coves and beads, and I needed to blend all those together, so they're very good for that. These little beads here, a bit of a pain, but they're pretty. I raised the camera up a little bit because this is can be a little bit splashy. Have a look what that looks like. Take a piece of paper towel. Oh yeah. What I want to see here is that all the lines, sanding lines, there's a couple here that are a little deeper, but I want them all uniform surface. Now after 20 odd handles, this isn't quite as aggressive as it was when it's new. I think it's probably coming to the end of its useful life. Now the Abranet, I just ordered a bunch of Abranet, and it works out at 2 3/4 inches wide, about $1 a foot. So when you think I've done 20 handles with this little piece here, and it's just about coming to the end of its useful life, you know, it's due to be changed soon. That's 13 cents or something like that for each grit, and if you do 20 handles it's less than a cent. So it's not too expensive, I don't think, when you take into account how good it is and the finish that you get. By comparison to the other things I've used. Pretty good. Oh, I think I might have a little mark left here from the depth setting, just on my new one. We'll see how it goes. So the next one is 600. almost 1800 I'm turning out here. And the next one is 1000 grit. I'm not looking for a shiny surface here. What I want is a very even, matte, almost dusty surface, but very fine down to the 1000 grit. It looks nice, yes. I think I've got that. Now, the next product that I'm going to use, this is a new product that I've made. It's a sanding paste. And it's very slick. Oh, it's so slick. I'm going to call it my PlastiSlick. PlastiSlick. Because it's such a slick solution to take this from this finish here to a nice shiny finish. And it doesn't take very much. Now, I've made this finish for plastic. And takes about, that's about as much as a size of a peanut. And I've moved the camera up because this stuff will, sometimes a little blob will come out too. First I'm going to slow it down and apply some along the length of the, I need a little more I think. Oh. There. Get it applied all along in all the grooves. This is using a popsicle stick and a napkin, my favorite way of applying it. And now we're up the speed a little. And we just keep working that in, and the grit that's in there will break down. The grit in wax and oils, and become finer and finer. And it will polish the plastic. Oh, we're up at 20, 26. Let's go back down to around 21. The diameters I've been working with up until now have been about 1.5 inches. And I would go to 2000, 1.5 inches. I guess it was up to 26. I guess that was probably okay. But this looks fine too. And you see it's slowly disappearing, this product. The end of the napkin is kind of wet and it's embedded in there. And the surface now is getting quite shiny. Always difficult to get in those little grooves with the beads here. stick up on its side here. Where it gets soft and kind of, I'll take back to some fresh paper towel here. Bunch up a little bit on the edge there just to get in that groove between the beads here. You don't really want the towel to dry. Just happened there now, the towel got dry, and at 2000 RPM it will burn. It will quickly get hot enough to burn the surface, and then you lose your shiny surface. So just another touch of the PlastiSlick, and we'll take that little burn mark off. There. Now. Wow. Now, okay, we'll take the PlastiSlick part of the towel off, and I'm going to put some Mother's car wax on it now to clean it up. This is just Mother's California Gold Canuba Cleaner Wax. And just a little blob on there. Slow it down or it will throw this everywhere. This is quite liquidy. Down to 500. Yeah, I'm going to put some all along. And we'll use this to just kind of shine it up and clean it up. Speed it up a touch. We're up at about 1,000 now. And we do get a little bit of throw off here with this. Yeah. Plus it's doing some little polishing with the paper towel. Paper towel is abrasive, very fine abrasive, so combination of the paper towel and the Mother's car wax, so it gives you a nice final polish here. And we'll be ready for buffing as soon as we're done here. Yeah. There. Now, fresh piece of paper towel. And just clean that off. And in the grooves. I'm going to buff it next, but I don't think it needs buffing really. Now let me zoom you in a little. Yeah, look at that. Let's see if she focuses. Yes. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So, if you need to finish a pen or any handle for any of these little kind of projects, the method I've just shown you works. And although it's expensive to buy, I got together with two friends and we bought a selection of the Abranet to share between us. So I think we're all going to be very pleased with it. And I'll just get a little fine parting tool and get that off there. Well, I think I'll take it off with my that sole tool. Perfect for that. Yeah, we'll take it off. Very close now. I expect to see that little knob on the, you can hear the sound too as it gets down through it. Yeah, it's moving. There, we're through. There. I'll just sand up this end. Now, one thing about the Abranet, when you dip it in water, the number, the writing on it comes off. So what I did, I cut the corners, 2 corners off here. I know this is the 240. I cut 3 corners off of this one. I know that's the 320. 1, 2, 3. And one of these is 600, and one's got a little nick out of it. That's the 1000. So this is the 2. I've kind of lost the drive a little bit here with this. What I'm going to do to restore some of that drive is put a little piece of paper towel, a little piece of napkin underneath it. On the mandrel here, if I can, so that it sort of, I didn't do anything. Let's just wrap a little piece around there. We'll do this. So we can go this way. Let's try that. Well, it certainly tightens it up if I can get it on. Now, get a little off. There, I think that'll do it. Now we have a little bit of drive now. just to finish the end here. And we're 1600. That's good. And I switch to the 320. And 600. And 1000. Now, I don't think I need to do any more. I'm going to buff it next. So, just dry that off. Show it to you. There. Probably this will hold it stiller than me. I think it's looking pretty nice. You can see on this end how it's kind of dull, not shiny like here. For this had the PlastiSlick on it, and this end didn't have. Just put a little on there, just to show you what difference it makes. There, look at that, how that just polishes that up, that PlastiSlick. And if we put little mothers on top of that, I will, just to make it the same as the rest. There. Beautiful. Beautiful little handle. Okay. Next, it's going to be the final finish for the handle, and I'll show you that when I come back.